HOA tried to ban my guard dogs, my military K-9 certification forced them to back down. Have you ever had someone try to control your life, only to discover they picked the wrong fight? In the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, where manicured lawns and pastel mailboxes lined the streets, Sarah Miller moved into her dream home, a modest ranch-style house with a big backyard for her two German shepherds, Titan and Luna. These weren't just pets, they were retired military K-9s, trained to protect and serve, and Sarah's loyal companions after her decade-long career as a military dog trainer. But the Willow Creek Homeowners Association, led by the iron-fisted Karen Wentworth, had other plans. The moment Sarah's dogs barked at a passing jogger, Karen declared war, claiming that aggressive beasts had no place in their peaceful community. What followed was a clash of wills, secrets uncovered, and a reckoning that left the neighborhood stunned. Sarah knew trouble was brewing the day she received the first HOA letter, typed in bold Comic Sans, demanding she remove the dangerous animals from her property. Karen, the HOA president, had seen Titan and Luna patrolling the fence line, their ears perked and eyes sharp, and decided they were a threat to the neighborhood's pristine image. Sarah laughed it off at first. Who wouldn't? Her dogs were disciplined, obedient, and certified through rigorous military training. They'd saved lives in combat zones, for heaven's sake. But Karen wasn't joking. She showed up at Sarah's door, clipboard in hand, flanked by two nervous board members, demanding the dogs be rehomed or face fines. "This is a family-friendly community," Karen sniffed, eyeing Titan's muscular frame. "We don't need attack dogs scaring people." Sarah tried reasoning. She explained the dogs' training, their service history, and how they were more likely to save a lost child than harm anyone. But Karen wasn't listening. She doubled down, citing vague HOA bylaws about nuisance animals, and rallying neighbors with tales of ferocious beasts lurking in Sarah's yard. The neighborhood WhatsApp group buzzed with complaints, most from people who'd never even met the dogs. Sarah felt the walls closing in. She wasn't just fighting for her dogs, she was fighting for her right to live in peace after years of sacrifice. Enter Mike, the unexpected ally. A quiet landscaper who'd been working in Willow Creek for years. Mike overheard Karen's tirades during one of his jobs. He approached Sarah one evening, his weathered hands fidgeting with his cap. "I've seen your dogs," he said. "They're not the problem. Karen's got her own agenda." Mike revealed a twist that turned Sarah's stomach. Karen wasn't just obsessed with control, she was pushing a personal vendetta. Her brother-in-law owned a rival HOA in a nearby development, and they were scheming to lower property values in Willow Creek to buy out homes on the cheap. Scaring residents with dangerous dog stories was just the start. Mike had overheard Karen on a call, bragging about cleaning up the neighborhood to make way for better buyers. Sarah's dogs, with their intimidating presence, were the perfect scapegoat. Armed with this bombshell, Sarah prepared for battle. The HOA scheduled a public meeting to vote on a new rule banning aggressive breeds, clearly targeting Titan and Luna. Sarah spent days gathering evidence, her military K-9 certifications, letters from veterinarians, and even testimonials from soldiers whose lives her dogs had saved overseas. She trained Titan and Luna to demonstrate their discipline, practicing commands until they were flawless. The night of the meeting, the community center was packed, neighbors whispering, Karen smirking from the front table, confident her rule would pass. The showdown was electric. Karen opened with a dramatic speech, waving photos of Titan and Luna looking fierce, snapped sneakily from her car. She painted Sarah as reckless, a military type bringing war dogs into their idyllic suburb. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Then Sarah stood. Calm but commanding, she laid out her case like a general. She presented her certifications, explaining how Titan and Luna were trained to protect, not harm. She shared stories of their heroism, one about Luna sniffing out a hidden explosive, another about Titan guarding a wounded soldier under fire. The room fell silent. Then, in a move that left jaws on the floor, Sarah called her dogs to the front. On cue, Titan and Luna trotted in, sat perfectly still, and followed every command, laying down, rolling over, even playing dead, to a chorus of delighted laughs. Karen's face turned beet red. But Sarah wasn't done. She dropped Mike's revelation like a grenade. "This isn't about safety," she said, her voice steady but fierce. "It's about control and greed." She played a recording Mike had secretly made of Karen's call with her brother-in-law, their scheme laid bare. The crowd erupted, some in shock, others in outrage. Neighbors who'd been swayed by Karen's fear-mongering now turned on her, demanding answers. Karen stammered, her clipboard shaking as she tried to deflect. But the evidence was undeniable. The vote to ban aggressive breeds failed spectacularly, with only Karen and her 2 loyal board members in favor. The fallout was swift and brutal. Karen's reign as HOA president crumbled. Neighbors, emboldened by Sarah's stand, called for an audit of the HOA's finances, uncovering shady payments to Karen's brother-in-law's company. Within weeks, Karen resigned in disgrace, her dream of flipping Willow Creek for profit shattered. She moved away soon after, her pastel mailbox replaced by a new owner's. Titan and Luna became neighborhood heroes. Kids begged to pet them, and joggers waved instead of flinching. Sarah even started a community watch program, training neighbors to work with her dogs for safety drills, turning fear into unity. In the end, Sarah's victory wasn't just about keeping her dogs, it was about standing up to a bully who underestimated her resolve. Titan and Luna, once targeted as threats, now patrolled the neighborhood with pride, their wagging tails a symbol of resilience. Sarah's fight reminded Willow Creek that courage and truth could topple even the most entrenched power. So, what do you think? When is it right to stand your ground, and when does fear cloud judgment? Share your thoughts, because every community has its Karens and every fight needs a Sarah.